Hello ladies and gentlemen, Meoni here of AceGamesTV, and I'm back on the World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor Alpha servers for testing. Today we're looking at some zones that are unfinished and we're not even supposed to be able to have a look at them, but we're using the Shaman ability Farsight to get some glimpses of them. Now if you remember, I had some sandbox access before the alpha began, and I can say that a lot has changed in the development cycle since those early shots, some of which I've been using on WoW.Stratics.com on various articles. Like here is the Spires of Arak, for example. This entire dungeon area, it will be a 5-man, and indeed I think there's a raid here as well. I can't exactly remember, honestly, but this has definitely changed for the better. There's a lot more, well, for a start, there's skyboxes that work. There's a lot of stuff still to do in these zones, but I thought I'd put this video out regardless because it has some interesting shots that I don't think have been shared elsewhere. I know that Syiler was the one who introduced me to the ability to use Farsight like this to basically hop around the world. I completely didn't think about it. Used to be able to use the Hunter ability. I think it was called Eagle Eye. I used to use that for the Mists of Pandaria beta. When we were exploring on that, we got some good shots of Jade Forest on those early videos, but this certainly works in Warlords of Draenor because the Hunter ability doesn't. So this is inside of I guess the area inside Spires of Arak, probably a hub where instances are. It's really beautiful. I love the scheme in here, the color scheme, and the statues and things. So this is more of a tourist look at all of the cool things that are still to come. Here's the actual Arakoa models here. Whether or not they will become the actual models, we'll have to see. But they're certainly going to be updated because there's a lot of Arakoa in that instance, being set back in this time period where there was a lot more of them and they were a grand empire. So there's that a distant shot there. We're just hopping around, exploring various parts of the world. So where we go next should be here. This is just outside of Shattrath, actually, in Taladar. There's Shattrath over to the left. And we're just simply looking at this here. There are a few mobs in the game now. Of course, you can't actually get to these areas, so this is kind of a first preview, a bit of a look, see at what's going on here. Obviously, not really that spoilerific because we don't know the context. But there's these boats here, these unsinkable boats that are essentially D-Day landing here, all these troops. Here is the border. As you can see, the game is incredibly unfinished. This is how, this video is really to demonstrate how early we are in the development process, even now, because a lot of people have been rather impatient and say, where's our beta? Well, simply, the Shadowmoon Valley is, being revised every single time there's something new to add, and the only place that's really polished to the point of beta testing anyway would be Frostfire Ridge. So I'm sure they'll probably do that in the coming months to come. But as you can see, there are certain things that need textures. There are things that aren't even, this is Hellfire Citadel here, the actual original one from Hellfire. As you can see, this is supposed to be the Tanaan jungle. There are various levels of textures here that are unfinished. It's almost like they're brainstorming what would be the best idea for certain pieces. So as you know, we're not supposed to be seeing this stuff, but with this ability we are explorers today. So let's go a bit closer towards the Dark Portal now, because that's what everybody wants to see. Now the Tanaan jungle is really like for the introductory quest, where we supposedly come through and we help Drekthar escape, spoilers, through whatever means. Actually, it's not really a spoiler because I don't know the context of that either. We haven't been able to test that at all. But this is up next to the Dark Portal in Tanaan Jungle. As you can see, there's this siege engine. Now, the first thing that popped into my mind when I saw this is, you remember that scene in Oblivion where there's that siege and you have to go through into Oblivion, and on the other side there's that massive siege engine, and if it gets through it would destroy the city? Isn't that kind of a reference to it? I don't know, it probably isn't, because there's the portal to Azeroth, but I'd like to think it was. I can't remember the city's name, but if you remember Oblivion as well as I do, it comes as no surprise that that's what you would think. I don't think it has any relevance actually, but it would be pretty cool. There it is again. It's like that those star machines off the garage fire. I can't remember, but it's really cool, isn't it? So that's pretty much all of Tanaan Jungle that it would let me show you. So here we are over looking at a rare spawn. This one in particular is in Gorgrond. This is Gorgrond, believe it or not. And this guy flies about above. I don't know if this is going to be another Alani type rare, you know, that'll drop a mount, possibly, or a world boss, who knows. But this guy flies around here, even lands on the top of mushrooms. In this I actually got stuck on a mushroom, so I wasn't able to pursue him too well. But whatever this is, it's a first look at it. So this is the border between Gorgrond and the Tanaan Jungle. And this is where this guy is. So there's lots of these mushrooms actually in various parts of the world. It wasn't just, you know, the Sporagar area. In fact, that whole area, crap, I can't remember. Oh, there we go. My brain has decided to remember what it was called. Zangarmarsh. Zangarmarsh doesn't exist, right? It's all underwater, but there are mushrooms that are all over the place. And on the side of Taladar, there is actually, if you go under the water, there are loads of mushrooms as well. So I don't know the significance of all of the mushrooms in the world, but you know, this is before anything happened resulting in Outland, obviously, and all of that lore, which you are probably more aware of than me. Here's another rare, and this is actually the last shot I'm going to show you today. This is actually another rare or world boss or whatever the hell this is actually. Looks pretty mean. He's in Gorgrond over here. There's actually one in the distance as well. I had a few issues going any further than this with Farsight. Unfortunately, it wouldn't let me get too much further, but there's another one. So I'm not sure what this is. These zones are completely unfinished. If you want to see more videos of me exploring like this, please leave a like and a comment below and tell me what you want to see, and I'll try and get it for you. But for now, that's me, Meoni, done with for today, and I'll see you next time.